Mm, that would have been 20%. Man, it's really cool watching creators that are going places and then seeing what they're actually creating. It's just like it's just insane. Every time you're like, oh, I'm not creating that much, you feel like you really want to, you really want to go ahead and create even more. I think this story is kind of funny. So let's read it. It's as you know, Trump has a DeFi project. He calls it World Liberty. Whether it's him or his sons or his family, basically it's kind of connected to him, and everybody knows it. He used it to scam so many. Probably at least as whatever we know right now, two different crypto projects that he started, and they both were scams. Now, somebody's arguing that he's issuing a unregistered securities. World Liberty Financial, the DeFi and stablecoin project closely associated with President Trump's family, may have been issued and issuing a may have issued an unregistered securities according to Lee Rainers, a lecturer fellow at Duke University and former Federal Reserve Bank of New York examiner, in a blog on Friday, citing the Securities and Exchange Commission's recent token economy. um, Rainers notes that the WLFI is not a pure digital commodity and likely subject to SEC scrutiny. This is despite the World's Liberty team's claim that WLFI is a pure governance token. WFI is not decentralized commodity. It is Trump branded governance token sold to finance centrally controlled crypto businesses. If the SEC's interpretation means anything, it would apply here, Reynolds wrote. The SEC is now led by Chairman Paul Alkins, who was nominated by President Donald Trump. Launched in October 2024, WFI was marketed through the project's gold paper as a pure voting token for the World Liberty Lending Protocol. The project explicitly stated WFI did not hold claim to any project equity, dividends, or profit rights, positioned it as a tool for decentralized governance. However, WFI sold closely $25 billion of tokens out of the total of 100 billion supply in several public pre-sale rounds. Bruno argues that buyers likely invested capital with the reasonable expectation of profits and unusual components of the Holy test used by the SEC to determine which asset securities. Notably, the token was sold before the WFI protocol was built and leveraged the Trump family name. The SEC's interpretation specifically emphasizes that the issuer marketing matters, that white papers and official communication matters, and the promise to develop a crypto system achieve archive functionally. Built network effects and support the project can create reasonable expectations of profit. Runners, who has testified against the SEC and new interpretation guidance for blockchain-based tokens, also challenge the decentralization of the World Liberty Finance, or WLFI. He noted that the token has been used for apparently self-dealing, citing an agreement with the Dolomite lending protocol to borrow $75 million worth of stablecoin using 5 billion WFI as collateral. Dolomite co-founder Corey Kablin is a WLFI advisor, and some of the borrow tokens were USD1, the stablecoin issued by the WLFI. Roners also pointed the lawsuit filed by Justin Sun, who alleged World Liberty Finance froze his tokens and blocked his governance rights, despite his substantial early support for the project. Sun's allegations, if true, reveals that WL5 retained sweeping and unilateral control over WL5. They also raised an obvious question: is WFI and registered security? Late last month, WFI opened a governance process that would controversially unlock billions of pre-sale tokens. It's about in about 4 years, while the team patched they proposed as a way to uh, clarify questions about the supply. Many pre-sale investors took an umbrage with the process and noted that they had little sway in the governance process. Members of the Congress have repeatedly raised ethics concerns regarding the Trump's family involvement in crypto industry and raised particular points about the WFI's opposition operations. Trump's affiliated entity DT marks as a DeFi LLC is thought to be owned about to own about 38% of WLFI, whatever it's called, World Liberty Finance, following 500 million deal in early 2026 to a UAE linked entity tied to Sheikh Tahnoon bin Zayed Al Nahyan, which bought about 49% of the protocol. DT marks DeFi LLC is entitled to 75% of the net proceeds of the W token pre-sales, according to WLFI website. In addition, Abu Dhabi based state investment firm MGX used World Liberty Finance USD1 stablecoin to close about 2 billion investment in crypto exchanges to buy in Binance. This deal occurred before the President Trump abandoned former Binance CEO Changpeng, whatever it's called, whatever it's called, the guy. Okay, uh, CZ, I think it's called CZ, who had pleaded guilty to federal financial violations. The SEC has the legal authority to investigate all Liberty Finance Runs Road, but do they have the integrity and the independence to investigate a crypto venture in which the president and his family have direct financial stake? Unfortunately, recent history suggests that the answer is no. That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, he's the world's most powerful man, so clearly nobody has the right to say anything about it. Well, the other thing that was going around these days was strategy kind of mentioning or hinting that they would sell Bitcoin. And I don't know why, but it kind of, oh, that's already up. Let's see. It kind of made clear that, hey, it's possible that they sell. But that's an ex post, so I'm not gonna. It's another normal article. We're not gonna read that. Mm. AI is doing crazy. All the AI stocks are flying, to say the least. The rules governing how money moves are about to change. Speaking at the AI Plus Expo, I think this is AI Expo in Washington on May 8th, which was today, 2020. SEC Chairman Paul Alkins announced that the agency is preparing a new regulation framework for blockchain-based markets and artificial intelligence in finance. Alkins argue that the financial world is moving away from traditional offices and towards on-chain systems where software handles the heavy lifting. Because of the digital assets for asset firms are increasingly shifting their activity to the blockchain. The Security and Exchange Commission, or SEC, is looking to create formal rules that keep pace with technology. So basically, saying, hey, we are upgrading our systems and how we make decisions. Historically, financial markets relied on series of different players, brokers to place trades, exchanges to host them, and clearing houses to settle the money. Alkins noted that the modern blockchain protocols now combine all these jobs into one piece. So basically, you can buy and sell all done in seconds in the same blockchain. A single protocol can execute trade, manage collateral and route liquidity, execute trading strategies through vault structures, and settle the transactions. So basically, nothing would get lost unless the person makes a mistake. He described these new systems as a hybrid of traditional and decentralized finances to provide clarity. The SEC plans to use no notice and comments rulemaking. I don't know what that means, which allows the public and experts to weigh in before rules are finalized. So basically, um, people who either got for it or against it can have their say before the final approval. A new way to referee the market. rules. Remember, without rules, it's a chaos. That's what made the president of the United States trade billions of dollars and leverage his position and wreck millions of people. At the same time. The approach marks a distinct shift from the past previous leadership. The SEC often relied on lawsuits to define the rules. Under the current administration, however, the agency is focusing on guidance and staff statements to reduce legal confusion. Atkins framed this evolution as necessary for an AI driven world where he believes that AI agents will eventually make financial decisions and trade at machine speed, while blockchains allow that value to move instantly. Our job is to set the rules of play and referee the game, not to pick the winner team. So basically, we're just gonna win and see who wins and tell people what to do. 9 hours ago, let's see what this article is also all about. JP Morgan predicts that 30 billion Bitcoin buy is happening this year. Well, la 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 la. That's what I believe, and now I can't wait. Today, almost every other company wants to build a Bitcoin treasury, but there is hardly anyone who knows who can. I don't know what I'm reading. Who can do it at the pace which Michael Saylor Institute does. In fact, in the first quarter of 2026, the company that kept ranking ranking, I don't know, Bitcoin throughout its highs and lows, although this also resulted in over 14 billion dollars on paper losses. So basically, it didn't sell anything loss, but you get the idea. They're negative $14 billion right now. Wall Street has been paying attention. J.P. Morgan recently made a hold of predictions and how far Bitcoin strategy play will extend. Buy pays unlike anything before. Remember that. Analysts, led by managing director Nicolas whatever, we're just gonna call this person Nicholas, estimate that if the current pace continues, strategy Bitcoin's purchases could reach around $30 billion on annualized basis this year. Wait a minute. So basically, he's saying that strategy could hold $30 billion Bitcoin end of the year. That could be significant higher than 2025 2024 on when the company bought about 22 billion worth of Bitcoin in each year. So they are adding another $8 billion. He's basically saying that. Year to date, strategy has added about 145,834 Bitcoin worth about $11 billion so far, with much of the buying happening while Bitcoin traded between the companies. Estimate average purchase cost around $75,000. Strategy appears to have re-escalated its Bitcoin purchase in April, extending a 2026 pattern of increasing opportunistic, whatever that is, by responsive to both market conditions and financing responsibilities. So strong investor demand is fueling the machine. The buying escalation has been supported by robust investors' appetite for the strategies security exchange across both equity and preferred stocks. The company's premium to net assets value has expanded to around 26% over the past 2 months. The expanding premium has made financing easier. A higher premium allows strategy to issue equity and debt at more favorable terms, funneling the more capital into Bitcoin purchases. So basically, he's borrowing more money by Bitcoin, and now he's actually saying he's gonna sell more. Oh, Aptos. They're talking about Aptos. I thought Aptos was dying. Aptos Foundation and Aptos Labs have announced a massive 50 million commitment to support the next decade of on-chain financing. The funding targets protocol infrastructure research and the strategic fund for trading and artificial intelligence AI partners. As the digital market evolves, Aptos is positioning itself as the primary execution layer for autonomous systems that transact at machine speed. Anyways, forget about it. Markets are moving on chain. Machines are becoming more the primary participant in them. So basically, machines could trade very soon. This 50 million investment is designed to turn that vision into practical reality across the entire technical stack. Building for higher performance trading and data. The access of the strategy is already visible. Why is my internet so slow? So good to hear that because Aptos is struggling, to be honest with you. They're not. Oh, this is a round table. Round table. Ooh, okay. Wow, I didn't know Meta has a um once maybe they want to come back to crypto. Let's see what this is. Senator Elizabeth Warren, Democrat of Massachusetts, I believe, raised an alarming over Meta's Nasdaq and Meta upcoming stablecoin plans. Ooh, okay. In a letter to the CEO Zuckerberg on May 6th, she demanded transparency over the company's plans to integrate a third-party stablecoin into its platform in the upcoming months. The lack of transparency regarding the details of Meta's stablecoin related plans deepens trouble given the company's failed attempt 6 years ago to launch its own private currency stable called Libra. So I know that project failed. Warren cited reports that Meta is conducting a small and foxtrail trial using a third party stablecoin and wants to regain its stablecoin integration early in the second half of the year. Wow, I didn't know that. Warren framed the move as Meta's second stablecoin attempt, pointing directly to the 2019 Libra project, which collapsed under what she described as overwhelming bipartisan and international opposition for the for a good reason. In a letter, she argued that Libra would have enabled Meta to harvest transaction data to feed its advertisement businesses. Advertising business, obviously, everybody does. She does the same thing too. That's how she gets it. The data she gets is what she uses to overtrade everybody else. Would have enabled Meta to harvest data transactions transaction data to feed its advertising business. consolidate economic power by cutting off payments access to competitors, and function as a private central bank with taxpayer potentially left to a backstop. I did not know that. I did not know that, but she's against everything basically. That lady got no clue. Nobody knows what she wants or what she doesn't want. And mind you, she's one of the people that are trading. She's a trader too. The markets are moving fast. So if it's real, I think Meta could be joining the party soon, and that's good. That's good. I actually like it because, hey, stablecoin is one of the best thing. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay, coin market cap. Let me see two of the projects that were started or founded by former Facebook employees and how those projects are doing right now. So we know one of it is Sui. The guys who are behind Sui used to be engineers at Facebook or Meta, and after a Libra failed, that stablecoin failed, then they decided to launch their own projects, right? So those teams launched two different projects. One was Libra, Sui. The other one was Aptos. Now, for Sui, everybody was talking about it and hyping that project for the longest time. Where even some people are calling used to call it it's the soul of whatever the bull market that we didn't get 2025. Everybody believed that that thing is gonna go do hundreds of x's. um but the other side, I mean, Aptos quietly kind of died. It completely didn't die, but there wasn't hype about it. I mean, this week alone, it's up 14%. Obviously, every crypto is jumping again. Today it's up 11% out of that 14. I mean, it's $1. 94% down. It went to $20. You guys remember that Aptos was doing well. right? So if the rumors are true, where Meta is going to join teams with third party stablecoin issuer, I mean, I'm guessing it's USDT, but we don't know which one it is going to be. Now, I also read the article that we read earlier about Aptos getting something going, like $50 million to um, kind of fix some issues and run some projects, like incentivize the Aptos chain one more time, right? To get it going. And it's undervalued. Like if you see, it's only what the max supply that it can go is 2.1 billion uh max supply at the price of dollar 13 cents, and this thing went to $20. It's 95% down, right? And remember, only 3 months ago it hit 79 cents, right? So all-time low happened about February 22nd. That week actually took it to all-time low. So it's only 44% up from that low, right? So it's I don't know. I mean, I really liked it. And when you compare that with Sui, let me go back to, I don't know why it gave me its website. I don't need its website. I didn't ask its website. Sui is one of the projects I don't really like it. I don't really like it because of its size and the amount of coin they release into the market. It does not make any sense that this thing will be the Soul killer or competitor to Soul. Obviously, anything can be inflated, right? Well, it's already $4 billion market cap. That tells you something. With that $4 billion market cap, right? That is only 4 billion coins circulating so far. 4 billion. That is less than 50% of the total supply. The total supply of Sui is 10 billion. That means, remember what we said about Aptos? Aptos' total supply is 2.1 billion. Almost 1 billion of that is outside. 800 million coins is already circulating. So close to 50%. Not quite 50%, but the whole thing is 2.1 billion total supply. You compare that to 10 billion Sui. Now, if we check the market cap, Aptos is less than 1 billion. It's 695 if you check the total, whatever, right? Um, the locked market cap with everything in it, FDV is about 2.2, 2.4, uh, uh, 2.4 billion market cap. That's the FDV, which I should have checked on Sui as well. The FDV is 10 billion, $10 billion. Um, um, its evaluations with all the locked or whatever, the inside buying, insiders, everything. So the FDV of Sui, fully diluted market cap, right, which is the price, max supply, and whatever else, right? And however they calculate that, it's 10 billion. $10 billion. I don't really like $10 billion in this bear market versus 2 billion. All right. So potentially, if you talk about that, unless it completely dies, and any project can literally die. I think Aptos has the best chance. I'm personally watching Aptos. I think if Aptos survives this bear market, it could do insane numbers. But that's just me. I think Aptos can do good numbers. I mean, the transaction fee, the block times. I mean, it's got RWA. Big boys can easily buy this thing because it's undervalued. It's way undervalued, right? It's got insane ecosystem, I think. Okay, let me see how the RWA side works. I think Aptos makes a lot of sense. What can you do with it? What can we do with Aptos? Said you Aptos wallet token on Aptos, and the token keeps Aptos network running. Okay, exchanges, it's everywhere, almost everywhere, on ramps, right? So basically, you can bring money directly on MoonPay, Transact, or Ramp. It's got layer zero breach, it's got wormhole breach. You can stake it in different wallet. So it's got the staking going, it's got NFTs, gaming, and DeFi. Let's check the gaming side. What is it? All DeFi protocol, NFT tooling, gaming, wallet, tooling, stablecoin, security, whatever. Fliptos, Aragon, DeFi, what's called cartoons. Are these all games? Showcase what are you building? Let me check some of its games. If these games are okay, maybe we need to sign in or something. Okay, technically you have to log in. I don't want to log in on websites I don't know. They get the games that are going on. Obviously, it's not time for games, but these are cool characters. T.me. Oh, he goes to Telegram. They got Telegram games. Okay. Oh no. Okay. That's not bad. So I think Aptos would be something to watch. Obviously, the bear market is not done yet. It's still going on. Um, How much is it up today? Did I say 11%? 11%. And it was 30 something. It came down from 79, I think I said at the bottom. So we may hit that bottom, we may not hit that bottom, depends on how they how they act. Okay. But we are going to watch it. We're going to watch and we're going to see. But I would have to end this live right here. Probably come back later. So